Hi, this is Dr. Lonnie, and we're going to run through when it's appropriate for you to return back to certain activities. Now, this list should be right below the video, and I'm just going to read through it, but kind of maybe give a little bit more insight on why. Returning back to basic daily activities is like walking outside, walking around your house, doing some work around the house, maybe returning to work, sitting at a desk, whatever it is. You can return to those the very next day. Now, this procedure is a procedure, and I don't want to belittle how intense a procedure is by any means, but it's relatively manageable. Most people have no issue going back to some level of activity the next day. Now, having said that, some people, about 70, let's say 75%, require prescription pain medication that day, and maybe that day only, just to kind of take away some of the kind of dullness in the back of the head. Some people may have a headache at that time. They just may not feel like doing all too much, but it is safe to return to kind of like normal, low-lying, everyday activities. If your work is also from home or easy to do, it's also something you may consider that day. Now, you will have your dressing on till day 2, so just kind of think about socially. If you're concerned about your appearance, that will be there, and it will not be till about day 3 that you can wear a hat. So if you're concerned about returning into public for work a day, just know that those are kind of setbacks there. So in terms of physical activity, it's okay to gradually pick up your activity for that week. On day 3, you can start doing some leg exercise, but you don't want to be sweating. You want to wait maybe 2 weeks before you go into an intense exercise. In terms of showering, this may seem a little aggressive, but it's totally fine. We'll have you shower on day 1. You won't be spraying the grafts you have directly, but being in the shower is a really easy way to wash your hair, and we have a technique video for you that you can watch right after your procedure. You can also do this at a sink. We're not requiring you to take a shower, but it is something you can definitely do. At a week's time, you'll be showering normally again. Again, you'll be taking your dressing off at day 2, and at day 3, you can start wearing a hat. In terms of using combs or products, usually we might tell you specific techniques to use a comb, but in the area of your new hairs. But other than that, in the areas of new hairs, you're going to wait 3 weeks to use a comb or a brush. Using a comb or brush on your normal hairs is totally fine. There's nothing to worry about that. But at 3 weeks is the time you can start using a comb or brush in the areas of new hairs. Topical hair products, if you use Head and Shoulders, as long as it's not a prescription medicated product, you can start using that at 3 weeks. It's not till 4 weeks that you can start using medicated products. So your minoxidil or Rogaine, or if you're using a topical finasteride, dutasteride, whatever it may be, those are all things you can do at 4 weeks time. Also 4 weeks you can get a PRP treatment. That is up to you if that's part of your maintenance plan. You can also start using the laser cap at 4 weeks time. Also around 4 weeks, your hairs are naturally going to start falling out, and this is a important time for a couple reasons. Number one, you can kind of return back to your previous state. You're going to just look natural. You're probably not going to need a hat anymore. You can return back to any kind of social level if you were concerned up to this point. But you can also start going out in sunlight. The reason you go out in sunlight is because now you're able to put sunscreen in those areas, and it's really important to kind of protect these follicles. They still are fragile for this period of time. Talking about curling or straightening hairs, again, this is just talking about hairs in this area. You can do that 6 weeks, and if you're considering to color your hairs, you can do that at 8 weeks. However, when you color your hairs, it's better to use a temporary hair color than it is to use a permanent hair color. You can use permanent hair color, but I was going to say that it's probably just better if you can minimize any impact on the scalp during the coloring process. If you have any more questions about when you return certain activities, they're more specific, you ask the physician during a consultation. I hope this was helpful in some means. Have a good day.